So at the highest level, what it means is that any utility customer who has either a Landis+Gyr Revelo meter or the newest Itron Riva meters on the side of their house can access the full Sense consumer experience without the need to purchase any additional hardware. So presently, Sense sells a device that connects into the electric meter. That is an install process we don't require anymore by virtue of these metering partnerships. But in addition to that, what that really means, and this is a profound shift for the way utilities interact with their customers, is that we can now offer a real-time energy experience to customers. So where typically most things that utilities put in front of customers is historical, with some degree of latency, we can now give customers real-time tools. And when I say real-time, I mean within the second of something changing within their home. And in addition to that, you can also see the opposite direction. So we can provide utilities with real-time information from the edge of the grid. We think so. We think that there's a pretty big shift happening, but it's important to note that not all edge applications are equal. And what I mean by that is we think about the concept of edge computing or distributed computing. We're talking about extending sort of data and insights and information all the way out to the edge of the system. So through distributed networks, not necessarily through centralized cloud-based solutions. There's a huge area of opportunity there for a lot of companies that think about either grid services or customer services to leverage those new meters being installed. But what we've noticed is that there are a lot of companies out there that are still heavily reliant on traditional cloud-based solutions. So the idea that a meter makes data goes to some centralized utility system, and then third parties access it and process it for some form of information. Whereas Sense, and we hope an increasing number of companies, is really deployed all the way out at the edge. So all of our software stack sitting on the meter itself. So we think, yes, that the market will change this way, but to date, as best we can tell, Sense is one of the only companies really leveraging that distributed architecture. Absolutely, it's critically important. There's a big shift happening in the electric industry now, where again, because of the new types of meters that are being installed, customers will have the option to leverage third-party solutions that have access to those meters, but it is critically important, and this is a big part of the ethos of Sense, that there's always clear consent around how customers are sharing information, not just with third parties like Sense, but also with their utilities. And that there's always an opportunity for customers to have that level of transparency and to opt into ultimately what they feel comfortable sharing. We won't go through this energy transition effectively if customers don't feel comfortable with how ultimately their data, in the case where I was talking about real-time information, which is highly personal, is used and consumed and leveraged by other companies. So critically important.